Hello and welcome back to another episode here on CapTech. Today we're going to look at scary, haunted Southern Illinois stories in celebration of Halloween. In research for this video, I recently traveled down to what is now very scary Southern Illinois, to Maconda, for the Vulture Fest. Well, it turns out that Vulture Fest isn't really that scary. You could probably even take your kids and dogs. The vultures aren't waiting for everyone to die as much as they're just migrating through beautiful downtown Maconda. However, when riding in the back of a pickup truck while everybody else got to sit in the front, on my way from our cabin in Vienna to the Vulture Fest, we discovered something very scary. That's right, meat gazers. I was able to film this giant white, what looks to be mostly erect horse ghost out by Vienna, Goreville. Really a sight to behold, and apparently I'm not the only one to have seen it, because I filmed this girl at the festival running from it later that day. Now, it may not have been scary for us, but it was probably scary for them. But on the way back, we passed an Amish carriage and sang the Eagles' Take It Easy to them as we passed. And I think the wife looked at the husband and said, "Don't look at him, Ezekiel." But I mean, all we did was sing to him. If they had any problems, we would have helped them. Anyway, not scary for us. Let's move on to the list. What was actually very scary about this year's Vulture Fest is that they ran out of tacos and their toilets were full, like very early. So we were there with a local legend named Lester, who was staying at the campsite with us, and he wrote a song, and here it goes. He said, "We're out of tacos and the toilets are full." Anyway, it was late by the time this singing actually occurred. Anyway, now we're getting into the list of the scary haunted attractions in Southern Illinois other than this year's Vulture Fest.
Tell me, Cap, how was Halloween in Carbondale for you 20 years ago?
Well, thanks for nicely getting me back on track, nice guy Tom. Let me tell you about a haunted scary story from Carbondale 20-some years ago. Wahahaha. My own personal story. I saw a guy dressed in a bunny costume beating people up on the Carbondale Strip in the late 90s. My Halloween stories aren't nearly scary enough, so I'm going to bring in some outside consulting. Here's the doctor from Radom, Illinois, to tell us about the Radom Hayride.
There used to be a haunted hayride in Radom. Sometimes it would rain on the trail where the wagon would go. People would need pulled out of the mud and have to call Professor E-Rock or Mr. Bean to help pull them out. There was a lot of drunken buffoonery. We had chainsaws with a chain off, weed whackers with no string, and other power tools. One fellow had a leaf blower. He would just run up to the wagon and blow straw in the people's face. This one place had a rope tied to a tree. You could fly out and attack the wagon. There was this guy. You know, the guy who was shot with a shotgun wad. He tried swinging from the tree like Tarzan and landed right into the campfire.
CapTech is your custom video studio of choice. Please feel free to select traditional animation, whiteboard animation, or hybrid. Please reach out to us today at captechstudios@gmail.com or CapTech on Facebook. Now for some spooky stuff. Have you all heard of the 7 Gates of Hell? There's a whole website devoted to this, thehuntersoftheunknown.com/the 7 Gates of Hell. Basic info though, there's 7 haunted spots that you travel to before midnight, and then you're supposed to see a gate to hell or a ghost or portal, something to that end. Upon further study of the 7 Gates of Hell, Captech discovered that most of the gates are decommissioned railroad bridges. Here's an example. When you go east on Lebanon Road out of Collinsville, when you get to the 7th gate, a portal will be open, and the hounds of hell will be released. But mostly, people just see cops. Next, how about our own Cahokia Historic State Park, where there has been evidence of human sacrifice. Ha 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 ha! Next, how about Cave-in Rock, which is haunted because of pirate activity. From 1790 to 1834, Cave-in Rock was the principal location for outlaws on the river. Cave-in Rock was an ancient colony of horse thieves, pirates, counterfeiters, and highwaymen who preyed on the Ohio River flatboats and traders. Another place where a lot of crime and murder took place was north of the cave at the infamous tavern called Potts Inn, where a lot of people checked in but never checked out. The Hart brothers, who may have been America's first serial killers, stayed at Cave-in Rock. A generation of counterfeiters from the East, known as the Sturdivant Gang, operated here. The last known gang of pirates was in the 1830s and known as Ford's Ferry Gang. Next, let's look at the Crenshaw House, Equality, Illinois. Crenshaw had slaves here. I don't know if that was before or after. It was named Equality, but the spirits, who may or may not have been the spirits of karma, are said to haunt the place. In Oakville, the original Springs is alleged to be haunted. We talked about Alton in our last video, but it might well be the most haunted town in the United States. And I'm not talking just about naked barmaids here, folks. I'm talking about McPike Mansion, which has been featured on TV shows such as Scariest Place on Earth, Ghost Adventures, and The Paranormal Files. Alton is also home to the Piasaw bird, seen by the original settlers and depicted here. I mean, I don't know what exactly they saw, but they saw something. And quick aside here, you can watch CapTech's cryptozoology video for more on creatures such as this and the Enfield horror monster. What's your favorite Southern Illinois horror story? Do you have a buddy that lived in a haunted house, such as this one here? I did. Comment about it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks again for watching CapTech. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribe. Thank you.